What's up, YouTube? I'm Alpha Prime and welcome. Really should clear the throat before I start doing that. I think I'm okay. What's up, YouTube? I'm Alpha Prime and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the new Transformers 1 trailer for giving you my thoughts and my feelings from each sort of bit. I know I did an initial sort of response to what I thought about the actual trailer itself in my podcast last Friday. So if you haven't checked that podcast out, go ahead, check that out after this video. But this one now is one that I've sort of watched the video over a few times now, and I think I'm sort of seeing things a bit more. And you know, when you watch the first time or maybe the first couple of times, I think you miss a lot of the bits and pieces that they've put little Easter eggs in there. I think the overall ad or trailer / advert is to try and attract a lot of young viewers and a lot of young sort of audience and potentially new fans of the franchise. But I do think that there is going to be that dark element within it that they're obviously not going to show in the adverts. Obviously they want to attract kids, and they're probably hoping that through word of mouth then maybe us older sort of adult collectors and stuff out there are going to check this movie out. And I will give you my reasons now why I think that there is more of a darkness there as well, and something that'll actually interest us older viewers. So let's just get down to the actual breakdown of the actual trailer itself. So the actual trailer opens with Optimus and Orion Pax and D16 as they're called now, before they eventually become Optimus Prime and Megatron. And it looks like something has happened. They have been put into a detention room as such. Obviously Orion Pax has had something to do with it, as D16 is not talking to him and pretty much told him that they are screwed. So there's obviously, there'll be something before this, and something that actually led them to being put into here. Now, the trailer is 100% all out of context, as you'll see as we break it down. Now I'm going to go in the order of the trailer, but you'll see that the trailer is obviously not in order of the actual movie. They're just throwing bits in here and there just to really sort of make it really active and really interesting for the younger generation to actually view it. So they've obviously done something beforehand. They've ended up in this detention center. Then this robot that, to me, it's either like a blast off vortex. There's a real sort of Combaticon sort of style vibe from the bot that picks him up. I could be completely wrong. It's just my initial gut reaction was that's where I was going with that. He dumps them into waste management. So these bots can't transform. They're in the lower depths of Cybertron and stuff. Obviously, Optimus and Megatron, or Orion Pax and D16 want to sort of go to the surface, or at least Orion Pax does. He's obviously dragged probably D16 along with him and got him into bother or whatever. But Orion Pax has got that curiosity, that wanting to know. So they end up in waste management. That's where they meet B for the first time. And of course, we're getting that sort of child sort of humor or whatever whenever he calls himself Badassatron, and he does it in this big deep voice and stuff. And again, I think that is just to attract the younger generation. They all love Bumblebee, so to make Bumblebee a humorous character is definitely a good way to go, in my opinion. Then after that, you get a glimpse of Optimus Prime doing the hero landing, of course. So that's why I'm saying this is all out of order and stuff, because obviously that's going to be near the end of the movie when he actually maybe gets the Matrix and becomes Optimus Prime. So he does that sort of hero thing. So you get a glimpse of Optimus Prime right there and then. Then we get a scene just after that, you see them sort of mining and stuff. So it just shows you what they were probably doing to begin with. Which I think that mining bit possibly comes before Optimus and Megatron end up in that detention center. I'm going to probably call him Optimus and Megatron. I know it's Orion and D16, but just for the remainder of this video, so I don't have to keep correcting myself. So I would say that's beforehand. Then we get the loading of supplies onto a train. Now I think the train is a nod to the original concept for the 86 movie. It looks a similar sort of shape. What if it actually transforms into the snake that it was supposed to in the concept thing? That would be a beautiful nod to the actual original 86 concepts and stuff for that movie. But they're loading these supplies on, they're taking a look. You know, this is obviously them sort of reaching the surface and stuff. So who the supplies going to? Where is this getting transported? Is this, you know, is there going to be something from that? Otherwise, why would it really show you? So we get that. Then we get the glimpse of Megatron for the first time. We know it's Megatron because he's got the dark red eyes and he has that scowl sort of look in his face, and you know, just that depth of anger and stuff. So I think that's us getting our first glimpse of Megatron himself. Again, just proving that the advert's all completely out of sync and out of order even. And then we see a big ship. Now, initially I thought Nemesis, but I'm thinking, because when you see the rest of the video or the trailer and stuff, is it a Quintesson ship? Is this the sort of the big bad in this sort of movie as such that'll lead D16 to become Megatron? Is that a Quintesson ship? And that's what I think it is. I thought initially Nemesis, but the more I'm thinking about it now, whenever you see the rest of the trailer, I think it's a Quintesson ship. Then we get the obvious kid humor of Bumblebee running away after the deer sort of bot or whatever gets blown up, and they all sort of thought, oh nice, really nice sort of area and stuff, boom, and then he takes off. So again, kid humor. I've watched this trailer with my two youngest kids and stuff, and they really enjoy all that humor stuff, and they really want to watch the movie, so it's working in that sense. But like I says, we've got some real sort of dark and maybe a bit more to the story, I think, when we actually watch the movie, because we've got Alpha Trion then, and I believe they probably find Alpha Trion quite early on in the movie, because he gives them over their T-Cogs. And obviously a Transformers movie, you couldn't have the robots just running about without being able to transform. So they're going to have to get the T-Cogs. So I think that'll be quite early in the movie as well. And then they transform for the first time. Again, a bit of humor, should I say, again, attracting those kids. Kids are loving this sort of humor. It's something fun, it's something interesting for them. So it's bringing that sort of generation in to actually watch the movie. Then we get these glimpses of characters with tentacles, and there's a few little glimpses of different sort of angles and stuff, and I 100% believe, now I could be wrong, could be very wrong, but that is a Quintesson for me. I think they're bringing in that old Transformers lure where the Quintessons are the overseers of Cybertron, the Transformers are then the workers for them, and I think they're like the rulers, and they're coming in and taking, you know, supplies from Cybertron and stuff for their own means and stuff. So I definitely think we've got Quintessons, which again, great nod to the 86 sort of stuff, or the old G1 sort of stuff where the Quintessons were in it. I also think they do a little bit of an Energon nod with when you see the actual Quintesson itself with the head sort of coming out a wee bit from it. That old armor, again, just my opinion. But I do think that they are giving you some nods. So then you get the next sort of scene. Then we have Optimus. We have Optimus doing that launch into the air to attack and stuff and transforming, and that is definitely a nod to the 86 movie, in my opinion. I think, you know, in Optimus in the 86 movie, when he comes in to fight the Decepticons and he launches himself into the air and transforms, I think that is a really good nod. And I'm hoping, I can't remember exactly, the trailer moves so fast. I would love him to do that sort of where he flips over shooting and stuff out there. That would be a real good fan service for us adult collectors and fans of the franchise. I think would be very good to see. Then you see a glimpse of what I think is Black Arachnia. Now it could be Arachnid, but it looks like we're going to get some Beast Wars sort of characters in this, which would be really, really interesting to see. A couple of Beast Wars at least. again, another nod to another section of the franchise. Then the next bit, we have Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave stand in front of a throne. Now, I think some people maybe are considering that, obviously Megatron's going to have to win their honor. I think that is probably near the end of the movie. I think that the view that we're getting is from Megatron's view, and I think that is them sort of welcoming him to the throne of the Decepticons. Obviously Starscream there will be the second. Again, he was Megatron's second in the old G1 sort of franchise or cartoons. And I think that's where that scene is coming from. I think that is the end of the movie. I think that is Megatron going to ascend his throne and become fully the leader of the Decepticons. And I think that is where that's going to be. So I think that's sort of out of sync or out of thing. I think, that he is going to be led over to the Decepticons. But I think that's pretty much near the end of the movie. I think he'll ascend that throne. Then we get a wee nod to Goldbug, I believe. When the battle mask comes down in front of Bumblebee, it just looks like Goldbug. And I think that is another great nod, wee Easter egg sort of thing there just for that bit. Then Bumblebee gets the two blades coming out of his arms, and that there to me is another nod to the War for Cybertron version of Bumblebee. In the game, he had like blades that could come out and stuff, and I think they even had it in the actual toy itself. So really good nods. Then that's sort of it. Then it wraps up. Bumblebee has a bit of humor and stuff out there, cutting things with these blades and stuff, and then the trailer finishes. So what's my overall thoughts and feelings after really watching the video or the trailer a couple of more times? I honestly think that the trailer is to try and attract the young kids, because they're going to need that audience. They're going to have a real boost for them, because they know that if they can attract that initial sort of audience of all the kids, obviously parents and stuff will go with them. Like myself, I'm an adult Transformers collector, and I have two younger kids that really want to see that movie now, so I'm going to go and see it. And then we're going to have the likes of us guys posting videos about how good it actually is then, or what we thought of it. They're going to take that chance, and I honestly think that there is a more darker side to this movie. I think that there's going to be a lot of great nods. I mean, there's even just from that trailer, it's 3 minutes long, and there's so many nods. You've got, you have your nods to the original Primes. You have your, Alpha Trion sort of there, and you have Sentinels and that. You have Black Arachnia potentially, so you have Beast Wars nods. You have Optimus Prime launching into the air in vehicle mode and transforming. I think he transformed. I could be wrong, but even that launching the truck sort of mode up into the air is from the 86 movie. You have a Goldbug nod. You have the blades from War for Cybertron. You have them learning how to transform the first time. You have what I think is a Quintesson. So there's so many good nods throughout the Transformers franchise. I really, really want that train to transform into that snake, because then that gives them the option that they can give us that snake bot as a concept from the 86 movie, but also now for Transformers 1. So I think this movie has the potential to be something really good. I know there's a lot of sort of hate originally for the actual trailer itself, and I know the comical sort of factor is maybe playing into that and maybe putting a few people off, but I honestly believe that this movie has the potential to be something awesome. I could be 100% wrong. Definitely wouldn't be the first time that I've been wrong in my life. Especially the boss would definitely back that statement up. So the more that I've watched it with my kids. The kids are loving it, and that's given me a bit more of a boost. And I decided I would just watch it through a few more times and sort of stop and pause it and stuff out there. That's where I got the screenshots and stuff. And I honestly think there is a darker part to this. I think they're showing, the kids. Obviously, us adults will break the advert down a wee bit more. So I think they're relying on that to happen. And when, like, the points that I've just pointed out, there's a lot of good stuff in there. So I definitely think this movie is going to be worth the watch. Whether you wait to a few people go and view it, maybe wait till it's out a wee bit and see reviews of it and stuff. The spoiler, there's going to be spoiler sort of reviews coming out of it, but I think this could be, well, it's got the potential to be one of the best movies since the 86 movie and the original live action movie, because I do like the original live action movie. I think it was a great boost for the Transformers franchise, and I actually think the movie was actually pretty good. I think after that they started getting too complicated and stuff, although I did like Dark of the Moon too, probably my second favourite of the live action movies, but I think they just overcomplicated it then. So I do think that this Transformers 1 movie, in my personal opinion, as of now, is going to be a real hit, and it's going to be full of good, dark bits as well as the kid humour. And they have to have the kid humour because, let's face it, it's a toy franchise. It has to have something that'll attract the kids to buying more figures and stuff. I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're going to sell figures, they're going to sell toys, and they have to attract the kids to get their attention to actually buy the toys. So let's face it. So I definitely think that they're going to do a bit for the kids. They're going to do a bit for us, sort of more adult collectors. Let's look at Spider-Verse. A lot of good, fun action for the kids and stuff, but they still had a little bit for the adults. So I think that's what it is. I think that's how the movie's going to go. And that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you found this interesting. Is there any things that I've missed? Leave it down in the comment section below. What is your thoughts? Have you watched it across a wee bit? Have you picked out any other little Easter eggs that I've missed? I would really love to hear from you, because I think I'm starting to get a little bit excited for it. I wasn't initially when I watched the first one. I wasn't that excited. I thought this is just going to be really targeted towards the kids. But the more I've watched it, the more I've thought about it and took it apart, I found some extra wee bits. So if I've missed something, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Have you watched it over? Have you changed? Maybe your opinions changed from the initial time you watched it. If so, let me know. And until next time, stay awesome.